All right, people, Rudebuoyz rant back on the scene, and today on this show, we're going to be talking about war. Huh! What is it good for?
I like that. I like that.
So let's get it on, brother. Rudebuoyz rant here, and well, this is the Rudebuoyz rant. I am the dirty immigrant.
I'm Scotland.
Yes, I am. We gonna talk about war, man, because war seems to be the trending topic upon the scene right about now.
Yeah.
And you have people going, let's kill, and you have people saying, stop the war. You know what I mean? And like I told people, man, you know. And it seemed to be panning out that way when everybody was like, oh my God, Third World War. I said, dude, just relax. It's just some baby boomers flexing. You know what I mean? Yeah, but here's
the unfortunate thing is baby boomers flex, and then who has to go get killed?
Exactly.
The generation below them.
But you see, the generation below them are like, no, we won't go.
Yeah, well,
you see,
if you're already signed up and you're a part of the military, you have no choice.
Yeah.
And if they ever decide they're going to bring back a draft, again, you have no choice.
Yeah.
So,
I tell you,
I mean, I'm kind of at the age that unless they get desperate, they're not going to take me.
Yeah.
So
it definitely ain't going to take my old butt. Dude, after all that stuff that happened in my country, the revolutions and then the invasion, I told myself I'm not fighting nobody's war for them again, because we didn't end up any better than we were before all of this stuff happened.
Mm-hmm.
No, the revolution actually taught us how to think independently and how to take, how to analyze government and figure out what's wrong and all of that. We knew it before, but it taught us in a different way.
You could kind of even think the American Revolution was the same thing.
Yeah.
You know
what I mean? It just taught us in a different way of how to look at things. So I don't regret experiencing the revolution, because it helps me be analytical about politics, because politicians lie. They lie, and people are eating this stuff up, and I don't understand.
All of them, folks. And hey, look, we were saying this stuff when Obama was president, so don't think that we're only saying that politicians lie just because Trump's president.
Yeah.
No.
When Obama was president. I was saying it when Clinton was president.
Oh yeah.
I was saying it when Bush was president.
Yes.
This is we've been doing this for well over a few decades.
Well, you longer than me, obviously, but
you know what I mean. So, and a lot of the stuff I was saying way back in the early 2000s, voila.
Yeah.
Here we go. You know. Wait a minute, I didn't even zip up my pants or anything coming up here.
No wonder you got stopped by people outside.
I didn't even buckle my belt.
See, I thought your belt was just loose, I was like, man, you are losing weight. How about that?
I didn't zip up my pants or buckle my belt. I walk all the way down the street.
Little did you all know you were tuned into a bloopers edition of the Rudebuoyz.
Oh, wow, I can't believe I did that. I walk all the way up here and my fly unzipped and my belt unbuckled.
And you didn't lose your pants. How about that?
Because I gained a little weight. That's why it's nice and snug on me.
Man.
Okay, a little levity.
Somehow we got to get back to what we were talking about before after all that.
What cracks me up about situations is to see all these people, but that haven't happened a lot on my Facebook page. Apparently on your Facebook page it's happened. But
you got to tell people what you're talking about.
Okay,
here.
I'm talking about people that are all gung ho. Let's go to war. Nuke 'em. Nuke 'em.
Well, I haven't. Well, no, I haven't really seen the "let's go to war, nuke 'em" stuff. What I've been seeing is the defending of what Trump did to go after that general. But what I'm sick and tired of seeing is, again, how many times have we talked about this, where both sides, the left and the right, are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I
think they're doing something different.
Well, when I'm seeing the defending of Trump and them saying things like, hey, look, the president has got himself surrounded by people who are really smart, and they're smarter than us, and they give him great advice, and he acts on it.
And that's both sides.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. And then when the liberals were defending things that Obama was doing while obviously the conservatives were ripping him for it, it was the same thing. Hey, the president's got himself surrounded by smart people, people who are smarter than us, and they give him good advice and he acts on it. And it was the same thing with Bush, and it was the same thing with Clinton. And that's really as far back as what I can remember was seeing that stuff. But
they didn't say that with George Bush Sr. because he didn't want to go to war. They say he's got some weaklings around him, man. We need some tough, baby boomers that's gonna kill.
He sent people for the Persian Gulf War.
Yeah, but he didn't go as far as they wanted him to.
No, well,
they wanted him to tear it up, because that's what they said. His son came along and did what he wouldn't do. That's one of the things they were saying.
Yeah, I do.
You remember that? Yeah, exactly. He started it and then finished it.
Well, and this goes to what you and I were talking about just before we turned on the mics too. Bush Sr.'s been through it. Yeah. He was a World War II vet.
Yeah.
So go ahead with what you were.
So check this out. I have noticed this, and I live in West Virginia. A lot of veterans here. You talk to some of them and they're like, you know what I mean? But I hate to say it, those aren't the ones that actually got educated on stuff. I'm sorry to say it, but it's the truth. Like the few that I talked to actually used that GI Bill and went to college. So they have analytical thinking, and but I was talking to a Vietnam veteran the other night, and he's like, what is going on here? Why can't we just sit down and talk about stuff, Why can't we just sit down and talk about stuff instead of going to war as the first one of those? Because that's what happened, Oh, wait a minute. They tried to get to the embassy, bomb somebody, kill somebody. You know what I mean? And he's saying that, and he also made the point that I've been saying on the radio for years and years. He also made the point that a lot of the people who are talking about going off to war or want to send people off to war has never been to war. Clinton, when he was sending all that boom, boom, boom overseas, he ain't never been to war. I don't even think he was in the military. I don't even think he was in ROTC.
Who?
Clinton.
You know what I mean? No, because I do remember this. They made a huge deal out of it. That when he was elected, he was the first U.S. president that had not served any kind of military service.
You know what I mean?
And that used to be a major thing. From what I understand from, listening to other people, because obviously, when Clinton got elected, I was 10. So obviously I'm not really going to remember too much before that. But apparently there were a lot of people who were saying, we can't elect a president to be our commander-in-chief who's never even been through this. Yeah. Of course, now it's no.
We have somebody who decided I'm not going there. My Spurs hurt.
Well, Obama wasn't in the military.
No, he wasn't
was
in the military.
Yeah, exactly. And so now
he's got battle scars from growing up in the third world.
But now it seems like it's no big deal whatsoever to find somebody to be president who's, to be the commander-in-chief essentially and over all branches of the military who has absolutely no military experience whatsoever. Yeah. But I definitely do remember that because there were some people who, how we always talk about, some of the things that people will decide, like, I cannot possibly vote for that candidate because of this one thing. Yeah. And the one thing seems like, really, that's what you're going to hold your hat on for not voting for them? And there were people that I remember, they were like, I can't possibly vote for Clinton because he has no military service. Yeah. You know what I mean? Well, guess what? Our last election had two people with absolutely no military service. So,
exactly. You know what I mean? And Bush never had, Junior never had any military service. So, but it seems like they're the ones that want to bomb everything so much because they have to prove I'm a manly man. Yeah. I'm alpha. Yeah. But they want to bomb it. It's like this one. You want to bomb everything because,
Well, people also...
his kids ain't going off to war. No. It's your kids going off to war.
And people also tend to forget, especially when the liberals and especially the way left liberals in Hollywood want to rip Trump for doing this, do they forget that things weren't exactly all peace, sunshine, and rainbows when Obama was president.
He dropped so much drones on people.
My
People
gosh.
started having drone babies.
I mean, one of the things that he promised, and this goes back to politricksters lie to us constantly, was, oh, yeah, if I'm elected, I'm bringing back every troop that's overseas in the Middle East.
That's what Trump said, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Because a lot of Republicans don't really want to go off to war.
Yeah, but, so Obama and obviously people on the left are like, yeah, bring our troops home, bring them home. And, what did he do? Not only did he leave them over there, he sent more over there. Yeah. And then obviously all the drone hits. And, so they act like, oh, it's only you Republican presidents who want to go kill people.
See, that's
Clinton went after Slobodan Milosevic.
Yeah. And check this out. This is what I keep trying to tell them. Once you get to a certain level of government, there is no Republican and Democrat.
No, there isn't.
There is, let us do this so that we can let those corporations make some money off of it with their contracts and this and that. It ain't got nothing to do with party.
And I hate to tell you this, folks, the only time that a war actually did something good for our economy was World War II.
Oh, yeah.
And that was because they let a lot of regular places make stuff.
Yeah.
Convert it to this and convert it to that.
Yeah.
And obviously too, we had a whole lot of people sign up to go to war, so a whole lot more people were able to get jobs out of it.
Yeah.
You know what? That's not going to happen anymore.
That's not going to happen anymore because everything is so technical now. These corporations that are making the military stuff is not going to hire me or you. They're too scared we're going to go on tells because there was for a while.
They're also not going to go find what small car factory is struggling right now that maybe we can help them out by you guys. You're not really doing well right now with making cars, so make this stuff instead, and this will help you out. And
they're going to look there and say, "Oh, my cousin owned this, that here. Let's hook him up." That's what's going on. People don't feel that's why the war machine. Dude, everybody's like, "Well, yeah, you're not going to make any money during the war. We aren't. The rich people are.
Yeah,
that's who's going to make the money while." Your poor kids go off to war.
Mm-hmm.
That is what's going to happen. That's always what's been happening. And they always get people to be really patriotic about any country, not just this one, so that they have some kind of... Because what does poor people have but pride?
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be proud of the country.
Yeah.
So they're going to do anything for the country. And that's what they're banking on to send you off to war. Because you're not going to see what's really there. You're going to see what you've been told is there. It's kind of like, okay, like for instance, when I first came to this country, I'm from Grenada. America invaded there in 1983. When I first came here, everybody thought I was a savage. Because that's what they tell you before they go down there.
Mm-hmm.
You go in there, they get them savage Negroids to do what we want. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So then that's what they thought. I even had questions like, do we still eat people? This is 1986.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't even eat meat, much less humans.
I mean, what did you even say one time when you saw what had to be done to a chicken?
Yeah.
I guess to kill it and you.
Well, during the invasion, I didn't have any food in the house, but I had chickens and stuff in the backyard, and I had to kill one of my chickens.
Yeah.
Just to eat and survive.
Yeah.
And I let the rest go so I couldn't catch them. I couldn't kill another one.
But yet they eat people where you're from.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
that's what war does. It dehumanizes one side, and that dehumanization lasts for decades and sometimes centuries.
Yeah. Well, and I know too. I know I've said this before on previous, maybe not previous podcasts, but previous radio shows that we've done. Watching. Band of Brothers. In one of the interviews that they have with the people who are actually in that unit, one of them sitting there and he's saying, talking about at least with the Germans, saying that we might actually been good friends. It's like he might have liked to fish, I like to hunt. If we could have sat down and talked, we might have actually been really good friends. But but instead, what would they do? They were called Jerry's. They were called Krauts.
Yeah.
They were it's not. Hey, those are people over there. You got to kill the Krauts, and it's Kraut this, Kraut that. But yet, I mean, they're sitting there later going, especially once the war was over.
Yeah.
When they got an opportunity to actually talk to some of these, soldiers on both sides got to talk to each other. It was kind of like, huh.
You got a wife too?
How about that?
You got kids too?
Yeah.
How old are your kids?
Yeah.
You know, they start acting humanly. Not humanely, humanly. but and that's the thing about war, man. They dehumanize people, you know what I mean? And I've seen some arguments like, oh yeah, they attacked our embassy. But that was Iraqi civilians that went there. It wasn't like Iranians that went to the embassy. You know what I mean? And so, but I don't understand. Okay, here's what I see. Here. Haiti is still poor after this time. You want to know why I think Haiti is poor? And this is just my opinion. Haiti had the first successful slave revolution to overthrow a European power in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
This is why Haiti is still poor. They're still being punished for it. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing I think is with Iran, because Iran had this government that was elected by the Western world, you know what I mean? And everybody loved him, and that dude was just terrorizing them. So the minute the people go, we want our freedom, so they had their revolution, they've been punished ever since.
Well, let me think about a lot of reasons why racism exists.
Yeah.
Because it's been passed down and passed down and passed down and passed down and passed down.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's just from my observing what's going on. Because I tell you what, people think all this Middle East stuff is like just propping up. Man, this stuff has been going on for a long time. The 50s, the 60s, the 70s. I remember the 70s when Syria and Lebanon started the battle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they had to run, and then Russia took a side, and America took a side, and they just flood the place with arms, and these people just killing each other off. I mean, listen. You don't want to know why? You want to know why people are so eager to go off to war? Because they know that the war is not going to directly affect them here. Nobody's going to come here and shoot at them and bomb at them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, whenever superpowers...
The only people that will be affected is our troops that get sent over and
there,
that is it.
And the people in the middle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like Central America in the 80s, South America. You know, there wasn't any Russian or American troops there. All they do is they just flood the place with guns and people fighting and killing each other. It didn't affect anybody here. Yeah. Because nobody here is getting bombed and shot at. And then, while they're giving them the guns and stuff to fight, everybody's like, look at those savages down there, they're killing each other. Well, where do you think the guns are coming from? They're not making it. Who do you think is making a profit off of those guns being there?
Well, and, you know, okay, Trump had threatened to blow up how many different cultural and religious sites? And, of course, you have people screaming, yes, we should do that. And it's like, well, what if they decided to do that with a lot of your favorite things? Yeah. You know?
They go crazy when people try to tear down some rebel monuments. You know what I'm saying? But they want to go bomb somebody else's
They go crazy when somebody says, "Oh, you can't say Merry Christmas."
Yeah.
But oh yeah, let's destroy all of your religious,
the cultural stuff. Yeah.
Oh sure.
Who cares? You know, you heathens. You know, you don't believe what I do. Let's just tear you up. And granted, the Muslims are doing the same thing too. It's coming from both sides.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And the thing about it is, the rest of us who don't believe in either of them religions is caught in the middle. It's the same. It's the same thing with little countries. You know what I mean? I mean, look, wherever there's a retaliation, they're going to retaliate in other countries. They're not going to retaliate here. You know what I mean? They retaliate in other countries. That we just get caught in the middle. Can you look how caught in the middle with the superpower battle that was going on?
Yeah.
You know, what was it? The Cold War.
Yeah.
You just got caught in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, they bombed us.
Oh, and you guys were going to be the next Cuba.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We just got caught in the middle. We didn't do nothing. We done there drinking our rum and smoking our ganja and just chilling. And next thing we know, oh yeah, boom, 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 all over the place. And I'm like, what blood clot?
Yeah, because you're the toilet of the third world.
You know what I mean? Thank you, Reagan. Anyway, I know you can't hear, but you know what I mean? And that's the thing. We get caught in the middle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I remember getting thrown to the ground and having a gun in my head. People calling me a communist N-word. You know what I mean? And I was like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm just here chilling. You know what I mean? Most of us are just here chilling, you know? And then when we get fed up of our government, we go, stop or else. You know what I mean? Most people are just working and trying to, you know what I mean? And a lot of people who talk about stuff that would cause war don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Well, and plus, too, I like how when a lot of this was starting, how you ended up posting, hey, if you feel so strongly about this, then go sign up.
Yeah.
And then you post again, hey, here are the links to help you go sign up. Because I mean, seriously, you'll have a bunch of people who will sit there and scream, yes, let's go to war, but if you ask them, well, are you going to go sign up? Oh, hell no.
Yeah,
like, well,
it's kind of like
them
there immigrants are taking our jobs. Well, you going to go pick cotton? Hell no.
Yeah, exactly.
Same
Okay, I'm pretty sure I've told this story before, but for any new listeners, I remember we got in an argument in a journalism class years ago about how no other country should have nuclear bombs.
Yeah.
And then, especially when things were breaking out with Afghanistan at that time, people in the class were going, oh, we should just nuke them back to the Stone Age. And I said, this is why the other countries have the nuclear weapons, is because they know we have them. Well, we would never do that. But wait a minute, you just said that we should just nuke them back to the Stone Age. How are they supposed to sit here and know, well, I know they have the weapons, but they'll never do that, except for the fact that maybe you might end up being president one day and go, you know what, forget this stuff. Hit the button.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm the commander-in-chief. I told you to hit the button, so hit the button.
Yeah.
It's...
people going to protect themselves. It's kind of like how one of the.
I wish nobody had the nuclear weapons, to be quite honest, because that is, look, okay, like you were saying, there's obviously people who get stuck in the middle when you go to war. It's not just the soldiers. That's the majority. Yeah, it's not just soldiers fighting each other, and that's not where it stops. Or like government leaders saying, "Okay, well, I'll go meet you in the parking lot." There's innocent civilians who get stuck in it. Old people, men, women, and children. They all get stuck in the middle of it. And what does a nuclear bomb do? That's not just going to get, let's make sure we set that off just only right at that base, that it's only going to take out just the soldiers. Man, those things are ultimate weapons of destruction.
Oh, yeah.
Look at what they did, dropping it on 2 cities in Japan. That wasn't to just take out Japanese soldiers. It took out everybody.
Exactly.
So, I mean, these aren't bombs that are meant to just, go annihilate that base, go annihilate that base.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's an encampment of soldiers. Let's annihilate that one. These things are going to be just utter destruction.
Oh, yeah.
And especially if you set off enough, they go into the atmosphere.
And
everybody
they travel around the globe.
Yeah, I mean,
it travels around the globe.
Look at how there's even evidence of when volcanoes have erupted really heavily, that it has affected weather in places that are thousands of miles away.
Well, the fire that's burning in Australia, it's affecting South America.
Yeah. Why? Because the atmosphere carries it.
Yeah. Oh, here's something I want to say. A lot of the same people who are talking about they shouldn't have the nuclear bomb, those are the same people who are saying, well, the bad guys have guns, we should have guns.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're saying that and you don't think other people going to, because to them, you're the bad guys. You come in, you bombing their country.
Yep. And and that's the same thing like what I was saying with the nuclear bombs.
Yeah.
You might think, we're the good guys, we're never going to use them. They don't know we're the good guys, especially when we're sending troops after them.
Especially, too, when they know they have crazy leaders, too. Just as crazy, and everybody's human. They understand. When you're in situations like that, you understand everybody's human because you don't know who is who.
Yeah.
And humans going to react the way they're going to react in situations for self-preservation. Or what they think is self-preservation.
Yeah.
Because perception is a key here, because a lot of it here is perception. Oh, these Muslims going to come and kill us. You know what I mean? And a lot of it there is perception. Oh, these infidels, these Christians.
Yeah.
You know,
they're going to come and kill us.
Nobody's talking to each other.
Yeah.
So that nobody knows what's going on with each other. You know what I mean? So, dude, and I always tell people, if you get a chance, travel. I ain't telling you go to Afghanistan and places like that, because that's just people just act stupid there. And they want to kill infidels, and infidels want to kill them, and all that, But
that's where that mistrust
lies. The main
yeah.
reason I always tell people, if you get a chance to travel, is because you're going to learn about other people. You're going to realize they're humans too. And once you realize that, it's going to be hard to kill them.
Yeah.
I want to keep it at 30 because I don't want to.
Well, we still have a little time because that recording was going for a little while before we actually started.
So, yeah, sorry, people. We just talking business in the middle of the podcast.
Well, hey, I mean, you talked about your pants there.
Yeah,
for a minute.
yeah, we want to keep it at 30 here, so we want it to be concise and thing. But anyway, all these people, man, that are talking all this war stuff, and they talk like if they've been there, so they know what to do. You know what I mean? Like I call them Facebook war strategists.
Mm-hmm.
We should do this, and we should.
Oh well, I play Call of Duty, so I know how to do this.
You know what
Shut
I mean?
up.
Yeah, I did a couple of drive-by in LA, so I know how to do this. But
wow.
but this is the thing, man. They don't know the people they're going up against, for number one, so they just don't like them. And all because somebody tell you. And dude, most of the stuff ain't got nothing to do with religion.
Yeah.
This is all about the money. You follow the money, you step out the money, and that's what you're gonna find. This, while you're all sitting there thinking you're preserving, you're preserving your religious beliefs. The rich man is thinking, I'm preserving my wallet. 4 more minutes?
Yeah, I think we got about 4 more
all
minutes.
Right,
as I'm trying to look at about where we start, I think if we want to keep this at half an hour, we got about 4 more minutes.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, we want to keep it at half an hour because we want to do a quick bam and get you, this is it.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, we don't have solutions to the problems. We haven't said any solutions because, hey, we want you to think about these things. We don't want you to think about just war, and we need to take them out, and all of that. We want you to start thinking there's a human element to this too. Yeah, let me tell you, if war was natural or the natural way to solve things, people wouldn't come back from war with PTSD. They'd be coming back from war going, yeah, we did it, yeah. But everybody's always talking about, I'll kill this and I'll kill that. You don't know how that feels until you pull that trigger and you watch that person's life taken away from them. Because at that instant, they're going to look more human to you than you ever think they ever would be.
And just because you watch people in movies who are able to go around and just kill, and hey, I'm good with that, you know man. I mean? And say, hey, I can kill you, I can kill you, I can kill them, and I'm cool with it. And that's Hollywood. That's a script. I could go do that if you're going to pay me a few $1 million, to read a script and fake kill people. I can do that too.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's not real.
It's not real, and that's another topic that we want to discuss. Maybe not on the next podcast, but the fact that nothing you see on television, including a lot of the news, and now YouTube is real. Everything is concocted and contrived to entertain you.
Isn't it kind of funny how a lot of Hollywood actors want to act like they're all against war and we shouldn't do this and violence and all that, but then, what was your latest movie? Oh, another shoot 'em up?
Yeah.
How many times did you pull the trigger in that last movie that you were in?
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it's always like, you got to take it into your own hands and do what you're supposed to do for your this and your that. Listen, dude, we're going to have another show about that too. The fact that, okay, I'm not a strong believer in entertainment is creating problems with people with the way they think, but it is to a certain degree, and we're going to have to talk about that too. So that's a couple of topics coming up, guys.
There we go.
Get out
should we take notes on this to remember what we're going to... Because you and I both know that we occasionally struggle with remembering some things. One of my favorite ones always too, like with me and my dad, especially when we had my car to work on, it was whenever we had a part or something, it was, all right, let's put this in the garage where we're not going to forget it, where we know we can find it again.
Yeah.
And then the next time it might be 2 months later, we got to work on it again. Heck, it might be a year later. It's like, do you remember what we did with that? Yeah, we put it where we weren't going to forget. Ah, shoot. And, next thing you know, we're spending an hour searching through the garage because we couldn't remember where we put it so we wouldn't forget it.
Also, people, we now have the Rudebuoyz rant T-shirts and stuff. Yeah, we don't have that. We have to get the details to them.
Or just Rudebuoyz,
Yeah. To find out more about that and stuff, go ahead and join our Rudebuoyz Facebook page, because we're going to be posting all the time. We're going to have a giveaway. We have to figure it out. We're going to give away one of them hoodies and thing, and then later on maybe some T-shirts. We even have stickers.
All right.
You know what I mean? So I don't know if I'm going to go into the mugs and stuff as of yet.
Yeah.
Because I could do mugs, I could do blankets, I could do
You can
beach
be warm at
towels.
night with the Rude
You know
Boys.
what I mean? That thing, you get all romantic and all, but we have that going on there. So I'm gonna give you more details here. The best way to get more details is to go like our Facebook page, the Rudebuoyz.
Remember, Rudebuoyz, all one word, and rude spelled just like you think, Rude, and then boys, Buoyz.
Yeah, and before we go off,
Not rude boys like how Rihanna did her song.
yeah. Before we go off, I want to thank like Malawi, the Philippines, the
All
UK,
kinds of places.
You know what I
tuning
mean?
in. Yeah.
Belgium, the Netherlands.
Thank you all.
Yeah,
definitely.
thank you guys for downloading.
Yep.
Keep it coming because we're gonna keep it going for you, and it's an election year here in America, so there's gonna be a lot of levity to the situation. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So we're gonna get out there.
And just like, even though oddly enough his name is his entertainer name is Tech9, but at the end of one of his songs he says, if we didn't fear each other, we could stand near each other.
Yeah.
There
You
we
know
go.
what I mean? And another thing we need to talk about is all these rappers are now becoming citizens of Africa. Ludacris did it. Cardi B said she want to go to Nigeria, and they said no, please. Anyway, we gonna get out of here. This is the Rude Boy rant, real quick one and thing, and it's gonna be all a half an hour. We're gonna give you the quick bang and all of that. Remember, don't let the system get you down. This is the Dirty Immigrant.
This is Scotland.
Irenes.
The Rude Boys. We're out.